Hello again, everybody. Namaste. My name is Venus. Welcome to my channel. Today I have an awesome stretch yoga sequence for you. We'll go ahead and get started. It's a shorter one. And we are going to start. I'm going to turn this way, and you're going to bring one thigh out in front of the other, one shin out in front of the other. Then we're going to bring our hands up over our head and breathe. Bring the end of your fingers together and just come to your breath here. Breathing in and out of the nose, clear to the bottom of your stomach, dropping the shoulders away from your ears. Sitting up really tall through the spine, and then we're going to kind of rain our fingertips forward all the way down. Press back through the hips. Rest the forehead on the mat. Keeping the elbows off the mat. Keep it activated. Breathing, feel clear to the bottom of your stomach and back up. Keeping the shoulders down away from your ears as you press back through the hips. Take 5 breaths here. Gently just lift the head up and bring your right hand over to the right corner of your mat and reach that left hand across. Placing it on top of your right hand and stretch down again, pressing back through the hips. Feel a nice stretch along the hip area, the side of that right hip. One more breath. And then gently lift the forehead. As you walk your hands on over to the other side, your left hand comes to the corner. The right hand comes over the top. And Ling Ling is joining us. I don't know if you could see her there. Again, and you may have one side that's tighter than the other side. You'll feel a nice stretch on the outside of your hip. Press back through your hips. Trying to keep the shoulders down so your armpits are pressing into the mat. And then you're lifting back up. You're going to walk your hands clear forward so you're sitting all the way up straight. And breathing. We're going to take some seated cat and cow, or just some seated rotation with the shoulders. We're going to come into cat, which is you're going to round your shoulders all the way as you're pushing back. Really rounding through the shoulders, tipping the chin, keeping it tucked. And then as you come out, you're going to roll the shoulder blades down your back, and then bring your hands up into that cactus, elbows about shoulder width. Inhale, and then exhale. Tuck the chin, reaching forward with the fingertips, rounding through the shoulder blades. Really stretching the top of your back and down the spine. And inhale. And do a few more of these on your own. Exhale. If you need props at any time during a yoga sequence, feel free to grab them. 2 more. Really push back through the shoulders. And inhale, really press back, sliding the shoulder blades down your back, but keeping the elbows at your shoulder height. And forward. Push all the way back. And then let's go ahead and bring our hands down. We're going to push back into our tabletop. From here, we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to start with the right hand, bring it clear up, and you're going to tuck it under your arm, thread it through, resting your head down. You can walk your fingers up above, press into the top of your hand. I'm going to show you here. Like when you're in this and your arm is coming down, you'll automatically notice that your hip wants to come over. You want to keep the hips level. So pressing into your big toe, slide your hip over to the right. And keep your armpit pressed towards the mat. And then gently bring that left hand down as you come back and place the right hand down on the ground or on your mat. And then take your right leg and you're going to press back through your heel. And come back to your tabletop, your neutral tabletop. And you're going to lift that left hand up and thread it through. Resting the left ear down. Again, you can walk your hand up above. And then if you feel your hips sliding or if you want to lean one way, just bring them back to center. Press into the top of your feet. That will help stabilize through the hips too. And then bring your right hand back, lifting up through. And then we're going to walk our hands forward into our heart opener. Knees are underneath the hips. Walking the hands forward and coming down, curling that tailbone up, resting your head on the mat. Keeping the shoulder blades engaged. Elbows pressing down but not on the mat. And then go ahead and gently come back up into your cat. Come back up into your tabletop. Navel to spine. You're going to bring that other foot out. And press back through the heel before we come up into our downward facing dog. And now you can bring that foot back, curl the toes under and press all the way up, reaching back through the chest. Chest towards your feet. You can pedal your feet out. Just notice how your feet are. If you're unable to touch your heels to the mat, don't worry about it. Maybe the next downward dog you'll be able to. And just gently press into your heels, stretch through the thighs. And then let's lift all the way up with that right leg. When you're doing this, you're going to feel your hip want to turn. You want to keep it straight towards the mat. Keep it parallel. And then you can bring your knee up, then through that leg. Before bringing it through, we're going to come into Warrior One. You're going to have the back foot at a diagonal, 90 degree, and then gently using core strength in your quadriceps, raise your hands up overhead into your warrior one. Breathing, drop down on your knee. Might feel a little burn here. That's perfectly normal. Just waking up through the body. Breathing. And then we are going to come down. Bring your hands all the way to the mat. We'll take an easy twist. Maybe stretch the hand up over your head. And then bring the hand all the way around, back down to the floor, the mat, and you're going to bring your front leg back and take your flow here. We're going to do plank. Come all the way down and forward into chaturanga and drop the knees into your upward facing dog. Back into that downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. We'll take one more flow back into your downward facing dog. And let's take plank again. Come all the way down. Chaturanga forward. Upward facing dog. Curling the toes under. Back to your downward facing dog. Pressing back through the chest. We'll go ahead and do warrior one on the opposite side. You're going to lift that leg up, left leg, making sure you keep your hips down towards the mat, and then bend through that knee, open up before bringing the foot through. And then turning the palms up so you're only using your core strength, your quadriceps, your thighs. Bend down a little bit more. Curl that tailbone under. Keep all the pressure off your lower back. Breathing. Always follow the moves with the breath. And you're going to bring your hands down and take your easy twist. Arm comes up overhead. You can even bring it up clear over the front of your head. Breathing. Waking up through your body. And then bring the hand down. And we'll come into that plank again. Bring the leg back. Drop down into your plank. And then this time come all the way down. Press up. Bring the shoulder blades together into your upward facing dog. And then come back up into the downward facing dog. Pressing through the chest. Pedaling out. See if your feet have gotten any closer to the mat. Pedal out. And then let's drop the knees down. We're going to come on back into a child's pose. Find your breath. And then gently walk your hands up. We're going to swing our legs out in front of us. And you're going to come into your diamond pose or turtle pose. You can choose where you want to come down to. If you just want to come down a little bit, resting the hands on top of your legs or ankles. Or you can bring your hands completely underneath. And rest your forehead on your feet. Feeling a nice stretch on both sides of the hips. Right, moving. Pressing back through the hips. And then one hand at a time, take your hands out, bring your knees up. And we're going to scoot forward a little bit, maybe all the way up to your knees. Scoot your knees all the way up, or your feet all the way up. And you're going to bring your hands behind you. And you're going to cross your ankle over your knee to your seated pigeon. But press up really tall, pinching the shoulder blades together. And gently rock your foot side to side, your leg side to side. And then you can drop that leg down and lift the other leg over. And one side is going to be tighter or harder. You decide where you're going to have that foot that's on the mat, whether you're going to have it further or closer to you. Again, press into the mat, pressing the shoulder blades together, and rock side to side, stretching through that hip. Very good. And bring your foot down. And then go ahead and lie down on your back. You're going to pull your knees into your chest. Feel a nice massage through the lower hip area, and then rock side to side. Massage the hips. Then we are going to come into our bridge pose. So you're going to bring your feet close together. Maybe bring the big toes together. Knees about hip width distance apart. Push up, gently rolling up. Push up through the tailbone, round through, lifting all the way up. Press into the big toe to keep your quadriceps or your thighs from opening. Want to keep them close as you can. Pressing up even more. Relaxing the whole top of your body. And then you can gently come down all the way. And then you're going to bring your ankle over your knee. Your right ankle comes over your left knee. You're going to thread the needle that way. Really pull your knee in towards you. Breathing. You can stretch that back leg up, pushing through the heel. Pointing and flexing. Rotate one way and the other. Bring the foot down. And then we'll place the other foot and the ankle over the knee. Thread your hand through, opening up with the elbow, but keeping the shoulders flat on the mat. Breathing. And then your foot comes up, the other foot. You're going to point and flex. Rotate through the heel. This time you're going to bring it up into a reverse tabletop. So bring the hands behind your back. So your elbows and shoulder blades. Your elbows are away and your fingertips are pointed towards you. You'll just lift up through the glutes. Press all the way up. Keeping the slight tuck in your chin. Gently come on down. Sliding back. You're going to bring the feet out in front of you, pushing through the heels in your staff pose. Let's take 5 breaths here. Now from here, I want you to grab underneath your knees. We're going to come into our boat pose. We're going to keep the back really straight, pressing up through the chest. You're going to lift your legs up as high as you can. And then if you can, go ahead and lift your arms up, keeping that back straight, pushing the chest out. Breathe. And then gently come back down. You can cross at the legs, however you would like. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Let's go ahead and turn our head left and right, just to stretch through the neck a little bit. And then drop your chin down to your chest. And then as you come up, you're going to circle to the right. And then circle back to the left. All the way around, rocking your head. Deep breath. Let's close with a chant of Om one time, hands together at the heart space. Breathe in really deep. Inhale. Thumbs to the third eye. Oh. Have a beautiful day, everybody.